Hi everyone, I'm Prady, your favorite verbal faculty here at Gurukul Management Prep, and in this video we're going to learn how to read RCs effectively and most importantly, what not to do in RCs. So, buckle up, the next 15 minutes are going to be a roller coaster, and once you're through with this video, you will definitely know what mistakes you're making while you're reading RCs and how to avoid them. More often than not, when an RC appears on your screen, you panic. Sometimes, if you've read half of the RC, you've either zoned out, you've lost attention and focus, or you reread parts of that RC so that you understand or you make a little bit more sense of what you've read. But the bigger question over here is, guys, why does this even happen? For most students I know, this happens because the goal with which they're reading the RC is completely wrong. They are reading an RC so that they can answer those 4 or 5 questions that follow the RC. But the real reason why we should be reading RCs is to understand what's the author's intent in bringing that information to us. This one mistake takes most students away from their actual goal of being able to mark the correct answers because they've not understood the passage correctly. Most of the questions, if you see in your exam, would be about what is the author's intent, what's the author's tone, what is the thing according to the author. It's never about you. In reading comprehensions, as I always say, there are three people involved: the author, the examiner, and then there is you. The author's job is to write the passage. The examiner's job is to make those questions, the pesky little creatures. And your job, my dear friends, is to understand the author. The moment you shift your focus away from what the author has given to you and towards what the examiner is giving to you, you are bound to lose out on that understanding of the passage. So, what's the right way to read? Well, unless you're a complete beginner, if you've seen RCs ever in your life, you know that the kind of questions that you get are context based. They're never direct questions. They never ask you directly about what's stated in the passage, which means to say that the best way to go forward with our reading is to understand the author's overall argument. Now, how do we do this? I've got two words for you: structure and purpose. Firstly, try to differentiate what each paragraph is doing in a passage. Okay, is this paragraph an introduction? Is this paragraph bringing in a new element? Is this paragraph resolving a climax? What is this particular paragraph doing in the passage? And second question that you should be asking yourself is, why did the author tell me this information in this particular manner? The author could have told it to you differently as well, right? But what is the author's purpose in bringing you this information in this particular way? Once you ask yourself these two questions, you're one step closer to understanding the idea that's been put forward in the passage. Here's the basic structure that I recommend. Step 1. Whenever you're reading an RC, stop after you've read each paragraph. Make a small one-line note summarizing that paragraph. Once you have summarized that paragraph, you'd be much more clear about what was the purpose that the author has written that particular paragraph with. Now, once you're done with that, ask yourself, how does this paragraph connect with the previous paragraph? Whatever the author said before this paragraph and what the author has said in this paragraph, how are these two in sync? Are these about the same topic? Are they contradicting each other? Is one adding more details onto the other? And do the same with all the different paragraphs that you're reading. Now, here's the second thing. Whenever you're reading an RC, you have to be alert, attentive, and definitely engaged. Look, you might be a genius who's able to solve a math question half asleep, but comprehensions are at a different league altogether. Comprehensions could be boring, they could be lengthy, they could be verbose, they could be loaded with, a lot of different words that you have no idea of. which might make you feel bored. It might make you feel like, dude, why am I even reading this RC? But that is when you have to remind yourself that you have to at least try and pretend to be interested in that RC. Be curious, ask that RC a few questions. That way you could stay engaged. Now, the more engaged you are, the better your understanding of an RC would be. So, no matter what you do not try to be disengaged. Always try to ask questions to an RC. Be curious about what the RC is trying to talk to you about, and that is the key to going forward and understanding your RCs well. Now that we've learned how to read RCs effectively, let's go into how to remember what we've learned from an RC. And this part is very, very important. I call this mind mapping. Mind mapping is essentially taking the key information from an RC. And when I say the key information, I don't mean to say the data like the dates, names. I'm not talking about those kind of things because I know these are not going to be asked in the questions. Instead, the key information that I'm talking about are the ideas. What are the additional ideas that are supporting them? What are the examples that are being given? Is a character being, told to me in a particular way? How is the storyline changing? How is the structure changing? That's the kind of thing that I would like to look at. So when I'm mind mapping, I'm essentially taking one line of notes per paragraph. Okay, you could very well imagine this as summarizing a paragraph into one line. Now, what would this do? This would essentially ensure that I have not only understood what is there in that paragraph, but I also remember what is given in that paragraph and what's the main idea of that paragraph, so that ever a question that pops up about that idea, I know which paragraph I have to refer back to immediately. There won't be a delay. I won't have to read through the entire passage once again just to find that point. I know exactly where that point would be. Now, having said this, there are different types of learners. Okay, there are a few people who learn well while they're writing. If I just have to use the jargon, they're called as kinesthetic learners who write, learn well with movement. But if you're not someone who learns well while they're writing, if you're someone who gets distracted while you're writing, or if your reading speed is reducing or it's going down because of you writing or noting down things, then probably mind mapping is not for you. However, this is not the only way in which you could mind map. You could also try and make flow charts, small pictographic representations of what is happening in the passage. That would also give you a concrete understanding of how the passage is flowing and also make you engaged with the passage. Now, if you're constantly thinking about things that are going on in the passage, there's no chance that you're zoning out, right? And that is one thing that we are looking for. So, mind maps are always going to be advantageous. Just how you're going to be crafting your mind map depends on who you are and how your learning style is. Now, this part of the video is more important than everything I've said so far, because this part is about what not to do in RCs. First things first, do not be too confident of skimming. Remember, skimming is just an introduction part. Skimming is just to understand how the structure of the passage is. It is definitely not for your complete understanding of the passage. So, no matter what you do not just skim the passage and go to the questions. Because once you do not have a good understanding of the passage, the questions will definitely bring in some bias into your thinking. Now, for the second thing, I've seen a lot of people giving an advice that you should go to questions before you read the passage. Personally, I would not suggest that. Personally, for me, the passage and understanding the passage is what is the king. Okay, questions are just a consequence of how well you've understood the passage. Now, the second reason why I say this is because if you look at questions, you're stuck on particular keywords that the questions are talking to you about. Now, when you read the passage after the questions, your mind is subconsciously always looking for or searching for those keywords and what those keywords would tell you about the passage. But that might not be the only thing that you should know from the passage, right? So if you know the passage well enough, if you have understood the passage well enough, you can definitely answer the questions well enough. But Just because you've read the questions, that won't give you an extra edge in understanding the passage. So I would always suggest go read the passage thoroughly first, then come back to the question. The third thing, make sure that no matter how interesting an RC is, you're not falling in love with anything on your verbal paper. You're not falling in love with the RCs, you're not falling in love with the questions, nothing. The reason why I say this is if you fall in love with an RC, it's going to take you to a different plane altogether where you've zoned out, where you're thinking about, a concept that's been mentioned in the RC, and that's going to be disastrous. Buddy, if you're there, it's game over. So make sure that when you're reading an RC, you are engaged, but you're scientifically engaged, as in you're curious about what is happening, but not to the point that you're going to forget your main aim, clearing the exam. Now, this happens with questions as well. When you look at questions, you might find an option, let's say out of option A, B, C, D, you might find that option B is so nice, it's so convenient that it actually fits what you were thinking as the answer when you've read the question. But maybe there's a better answer in C or D options. But since you've fallen in love with option B, you're not going to be looking at option C and D at all. You're just going to be marking option B and you're going to be moving on. Now, that is a grave mistake. Things like these cost you your IIM seat. So make sure that when you're reading RCs, you're not falling in love, you're not skimming, and you're most certainly not looking at the questions before the passage. If you do these things, then definitely you'd be an efficient reader in a few days. I don't know how many days is a few days. It depends on different people. I don't want to give you false expectations because that's not my way of mentoring. So it could be 1 week if you're reading continuously, if you've been ernst reader before itself, and it could be even a month or two if you're just starting out. If you want suggestions as to what you should be reading for your exams, please do not hesitate to comment down below. We'll get back to you. We'll tell you exactly what you should read. And if possible, I'll also send you PDFs of what you should be reading. My personal favorite reading list. If you watched the video till here, please do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel because we're going to be bringing a lot more tips, tricks, strategies, everything related to your management prep exams. This is Praddy signing off. I'll see you in the next video.